Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Minnesota Varsity League's Sunday stream, brought to you by Torrent. My name is Thunder McFadden, and I am joined by my main man, Mr. Skeptor. Skep, wow, we have had, we've had a Game 5, we've had 2 overtimes, a lot of exciting Rocket League, and we've only had 1 game out of the 3 so far.
I'd say it's a good start to the stream, you know? That's what it's feeling like. 2 overtimes, man, 5-game series. It's been an awesome start. And, you know, we're talking about how stacked and how awesome these games are and how much is on the line. And, you know, you and I were just talking about something that we think we need to share kind of with the league, right? Like, this is a big deal when it comes to the Rocket League as a whole. So Spring Lake Park is taking on St. John's Prep in our next matchup. And Spring Lake Park in our second season went completely undefeated, right? We saw them in the state finals. They were all the talk. They were all the praise. They were the favorites. They got reverse swept, right? That's besides the fact. The fact is that Spring Lake Park was the powerhouse in season 2, right?
Yeah.
Here they are at 2-2 going up against a very, very strong SJP. This is an SJP that, dude, this is vintage SJP. Like, this is El Bloop and Mr. Mott. First time we saw these guys, you know, how good this SJP team was. And Beyond Kimino has been such a solid addition, man. Like, you got to understand that this game is going to be just nuts. I don't know. Like,
yeah,
that's the only way to put it.
Yeah.
Spring Lake Park have to win, though. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's it.
I think literally, you know, well, I don't think. I know that, you know, what you said is true. For Spring Lake Park, right? Right now it's do or die time. You're sitting at 2-2, and you really have to win this to get your confidence back and really start putting everything together to move towards the state tournament. We were just talking on the break about what it's going to take to even make it into the state tournament, right? 14 teams from the main varsity group and 2 teams from the JV group. Okay, that's 16 total teams. If you are a 3-loss team, it's impossible at this point, or pretty much impossible, unless there is some sort of something that happens in the seeding, right? That if you are a 3-loss team, it makes it nearly, if not completely impossible, to make it into the state tournament, right?
Yeah.
Spring Lake Park, that is their situation at this point. We talk about Spring Lake Park. They are the silver medalists from our last season. They got second in the state tournament, right? They went the distance. They are a very, very, very good team.
Very good team.
2-2 on the season. They've had a couple of tough losses. Things like that happen. Now, on the other side of the field is St. John's Prep. SJP has been the talk of MNVL since you and I started casting MNVL, Skep, and we can't, like Mr. Mott. Back then, we called him Mr. Math because we didn't know how to pronounce it properly. El Bloop was all we talked about in MNVL Rocket League, and just the stellar play and the crazy aerials and all of that.
El Bloop.
But the first season we cast, I think we saw them get 3rd or 4th, right? Or it was.
I think it was 4th. I think it was 4th because
they got beat by Farmington. I think.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden we get into season number 2, where you've got your Spring Lake Parks and you've got your Hill Murrays and some of the other. You know, some of the other squads that were really performing, Tonkas, and those that were performing extremely well. And all of a sudden, St. John's Prep was kind of caught in the middle of the pack as far as, well, okay, this is a team that's like, they're still good, but they're not, they're not as good as this team or that team or whatever, right?
Right.
They had to kind of regroup. Now, 4-1 on the season. St. John's Prep is a school that is so passionate about their esports, and they have given so much to each individual esport that they play, and also to MNVL. I don't think that there is a team, and I even get a little bit of goosebumps thinking about it. I don't think there's a team out there that's hungrier than St. John's Prep for a state championship.
Yeah.
And they're going to show that right away with a 3-second goal on a clue. What's up?
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, talk about hunger. These guys just came out of the gates flying.
Yep.
Absolutely flying. Spring Lake Park down 1 early. But it is good to see the entire lineup in today. Latumos back on the pitch. It's only right to have this player alongside his Spring Lake Park teammates. But yeah, I mean, it's do or die, right? Like Spring Lake Park, To go from such an exceptional last season to being in a position like this in week number 6, I mean, I'm sure it's got to be a shock to some of these players.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it is, but as I was talking about, it's kind of a similar trajectory that St. John's Prep had, where St. John's Prep made a solid run in the first state tournament that we had, and then the next season they barely made it to the state tournament, and really just kind of ended up being in that particular tournament ended up being a little bit of an afterthought because of the performance of the other teams and the new teams.
Yeah,
right.
Dude.
So they're following a similar kind of path, and now St. John's Prep, they're back on the up. Spring Lake Park could be just as much under this goal from Latumos. Big one to tie it up.
Yes, sir, Thunder, bringing the energy on that one. A Skittle with the nice corner pass set up, perfect. Latumos crashing the net and burying one early. Spring Lake Park even up the game at 1. And that was a very, very much needed goal for Spring Lake Park. Have to keep this within 1 goal with SJP. You cannot let them get going.
Yeah. No. That, I mean, wow. You couldn't have put it more perfect. You cannot let SJP get going.
Yeah, like we've seen too many SJP highlight reels in days past. So keep it within 1, and Spring Lake Park will have a very much more fun time, I'd say.
Yep. Yeah, they certainly will. St. John's Prep, we got note that Clue is their freshman phenomenon who is playing here, driving around in that iridescent Dominus. It's Clue, the freshman phenom out of St. John's Prep. Is that the difference? Is that the final piece that makes this squad a championship winning squad? Ow!
Skittle. Gonna say question mark on the phenomena play early, maybe? A Skittle going over top of Clue as we're hyping him up? Yep. It's a caster curse. It's only right, man. It's only right. Clue will get it back. He'll get it back, dude. He opened up the game with a 3-second goal. So, oh shit. And talk about opening up the game. The face-off goal for Latumos in Spring Lake Park have flipped this game on its head. A 3-1 lead. I mean, 2 goals within like 5 seconds there. What's up with that?
Yeah, and El Bloop just not there fast enough. I don't know how it happened, but doesn't quite get there fast enough. Latumos on the jump, and that's a massive goals for Spring Lake Park. They are sick and tired of people, mostly us. They're sick and tired of being talked about as, well, when they keep losing in this way, or keep losing here, there, or whatever. They're done. They're tired of it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about SLP. This SLP win it.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, because it was one of our big talking points, right? To go from not losing at all during the regular season, and your only loss as a team comes in the state finals, right? That had to have been tough. But then to come back the next season, and you're like, all right, now it's our turn to make it right. And now you're sitting at 2-2. Like, that's got to be a reality check that these players had thought about and talked about, because Latumos is making highlights right now.
Yep.
What is that?
That is...
Sheesh!
Oh, that is a nasty air dribble, and you are just... There is no defending against something like that, especially out of a player like Latumos, who is so calculated in every single move that he makes.
Swear to God, and Clue going off the roof. I mean, St. John's Prep, beautiful time to answer one back. They needed it bad, and Clue finds one. Picking it off Latumos' pocket. A good play out of the freshman, man. Both the goals for the SJP side right now. So, El Bloop and Mr. Mott giving a handshake his way.
Yep.
Saying welcome to the team. Welcome to the team, soldier. We're happy to have you.
That puts SJP back in this thing, too. 2 minutes left, and they're only down by 2 goals. I trust them. Mr. Mott, El Bloop, I trust him. And Clue, playing lights out.
Yeah, showing up so far. El Bloop with a rifle of a shot, but Neighbor Mark doing his neighborly duties and defending that goal. What a good guy.
Yeah,
Latumos.
We've been quiet on Neighbor Mark today, but Neighbor Mark just kind of, I think, just like quietly, just like handling things.
Yeah, dude. Neighbor Mark. Okay, so there's guys that are on teams that like are so good at playing, doing what they do on a team, right? Like their role that they play. Neighbor Mark's role play on Spring Lake Park is bonkers.
Yep.
flexibility in his play and how much he's able to set up Latumos for success is one of the key reasons that I think this Spring Lake Park team shines.
Yep, I'm with you.
Skittle does the same, though. Skittle does the same, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but Neighbor Mark really is the main, I think, core support guy that they have on this squad.
Yeah, Neighbor Mark is for sure, I think, one of the best and flashiest support players that we have in Rocket League and MNVL, 100%. You always see Neighbor Mark in on it somehow.
Yep. Oh, wow. So SJP getting mad aggressive. L Bloop and Mr. Mott not giving any room for error. Latumos with the deep clear. Clue setting up his boy, L Bloop, who tips it back into the corner. Latumos goes for goal now, setting up a teammate, and it's a good denial from Mr. Mott. 20 seconds on the clock, though. SJP have kind of run out of time here in game number 1, Thunder.
Yeah, clock is a cruel mistress right now. This is not a good situation. If you are SJP, gonna go down 1-0 in this series. That Spring Lake Park has come out and just started controlling from the get-go. They did not stop controlling this whole situation that we're watching here, and I continue to be absolutely floored by the competition that we have in our Rocket League. Okay, and when you go and you look in the league spot and you look at the number of teams, I mean, again, right now we looked at game number 1, both of those teams coming out 3-2 on the season. If Spring Lake Park wins here, okay, which we're still a ways away from that, they will be 3-2. St. John's Prep will be 4-2 on the season. You're going to have this whole mess of 2 lost teams that are all really good.
Yeah, man.
Like, what is that?
I know, dude. Dude, Thunder, last season, I'm pretty sure we had St. John's Prep against Hill Murray round 1 of our playoffs. Our round 1 games for this state finals are going to be like semifinals matchups that we're getting. So it is, guys, we can't stress it enough. This state finals, you have to be there. You have to be there. It is going to be exceptional gameplay in every single one of our esports across the board.
Yeah, it's already lit, and the state tournament is in 3 weeks, so that.
And Latumos is lit. Wow, dude, Latumos. No, Latumos is different. Latumos is different, Thunder. Because watch this highlight now. Brings it the entire field aerial, and then sets up a teammate too. He's like, "Yeah, Skittle, you got that one. Don't worry about it, bro."
The Skittle, and there's that goal explosion. Love you, bub.
Wow, bro. L Bloop, yet to really show up, make an impact, I'd say so far. But this player always makes a grand entrance when he shows and arrives, so that moment is surely going to arrive soon. But I do want to give credit to Latumos, man. This team has been struggling, and it is do or die, and the superstar player has to show up on those games, and so far Latumos has been looking knockout.
That octane and just flying in, man.
Yep, dude, like when I'm saying it too, knows the angle, beats the defenders to it, gets that ball in the net, no games, no messing around, 2-goal lead, Spring Lake Park, and that's trouble, Thunder. It goes both ways with the landslide of these teams scoring, right? Both these teams are capable of just piling it on.
Yep.
Latumos.
Well, and you see right there, if Latumos doesn't get that goal, Skittle does, because Skittle was right there. But realized the better positioning was for Latumos and said, all right, I'm going to back off just a little bit. But if Latumos doesn't exist in that play, Skittle's getting the goal.
Yeah. Very much so. L Bloop with the nice save, defending against Latumos. Yeah, man, all 6 of these players on this pitch right now, such good Rocket League players as individuals, and 2 great teams battling it out today. Week 6. Jeez, man, I'm just sitting here thinking about the state tournament now. I'm getting excited.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm
ecstatic, man.
Kind of lost in thought about it, to be completely honest. To go from
Latumos off the crossbar. Neighbor Mark with the follow-up now. Ooh, like
Play
no
with it a little
boost.
bit right there.
No boost to really make anything happen, but trying to switch it up, trying to give a new look.
Yeah, I think you were right. I think that would have been an attack and would have been some sort of shot if he had had any boost. Mr. Mott gonna get one. That's
finally,
huge for SJP.
Yep, finally getting something going for SJP. It's been so long since this team's been able to net one onto the board, but right there, Mr. Mott finishing the job at the doorstep.
Great stuff. You never count this SJP squad out. You don't.
Never.
Right? Never, never, never. Oh, Clue cheating up there. That is heavy commitment.
Oh! That is filthy stuff. Not even El Bloop can defend this, man. Look at this.
No.
Gets close and then decides to shoot it because he sees El Bloop's coming to contest him.
Yeah.
Just gets rid of it, man. The heads-up play. Latumos has got that 200 IQ.
Yeah. Really does. And you saw St. John's Prep, I mentioned it, Clue cheating up there on the kickoff. You got two committed. You got two committed at that point, so that's an easy decision for Latumos to just carry it in.
Yeah, man, if we had to talk about caliber of players that we have on the pitch right now, I'd have to say we have Season 1 and Season 2 Rocket League MNVL MVPs. If we had to give titles, I think El Bloop was my MVP Season 1 because of what he did for this SJP team. And hands down, Latumos, the MVP of Season 2. I mean, undefeated run.
Yeah.
The amount of brain-melting plays we've seen out of this kid.
Yep.
And it's still only the beginning.
Yeah.
Spring Lake Park 3-1 right now. SJP trying to claw their way back into this one, but so far, Spring Lake Park have had their number.
Yep, you said it. You said it. Spring Lake Park looks absolutely fantastic through game 1, and now, I mean, over halfway through game 2. I don't know what the answer is for St. John's Prep. Spring Lake Park just looks so solid right now. A lot of scoring opportunities for them. Neighbor Mark just holding down that defense. I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's like SJP just hasn't been getting enough offensive looks, if I'm being honest. Normally we see SJP like on Bloop gets like 6 or 7 shots a game. Yeah. And he's only at 1 right now. So like I think it's just the SJP offense is just not cycling well. They're not playing off of each other or something along those lines. Or it's the fact that Spring Lake Park is playing an exceptionally good defense, right? Like that's what it is. I'm sure. Because normally SJP never struggles on offense, but Mr. Mott nets one off the post. Unlucky, but Mr. Mott is working his hardest right now to keep SJP in this, man. 40 seconds left. Latumos goes for goal, but Clue with the heroics and a godlike save at the goal line.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, they've just neutralized El Bloop so far, like straight up.
I mean, and that's a huge. I mean, that's a difference maker, right?
Yeah. Without a doubt.
That is one of the main things that you need to do, right? Take care of it, and that's what they're doing. Spring Lake Park looks fantastic. They look like they did last season. They look absolutely unstoppable right here, and they're going to take this. It's going to go to series point.
Yeah, man, they're already on series point. Spring Lake Park up 2-0, man, and this is SJP's offense just not being able to get enough looks, I think.
Yeah.
You know, because normally Bloop gets 2 goals and like an assist or 2 a game. Like, if I'm being honest, like those are general. We're looking at 3 points for Bloop, and that's 2 games of no points, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's tough. It puts your team in a tough position when you're looking and you're like, okay, one of our stars, if not our star player, right, who is typically the one who is getting the offensive production and goals and flashy plays, and that when El Bloop is just not quite there, a team like Spring Lake Park, they're going to take advantage of that. And Latumos is on it today. Skittle is on it today. Neighbor Mark making things happen. Everyone on that squad, they look like that playoff and championship level team that we have seen ever since they entered the league last season, man.
Yeah, man, they have been showing up so far. And St. John's Prep, man, you're down 2 games now. It's got to be now. It's got to be activated. Everything is going, fired up, and playing hard on the side of SJP because Spring Lake Park is bringing it.
Yeah, they are. They are, and I don't know. I don't know that SJP is necessarily doing anything really wrong. You know, there's nothing glaring. There's nothing like just like outright in my face that's like, yeah, no, they got to change this.
Yeah.
You know, it just is a matter of Spring Lake Park. They're coming out with the fire. Latumos, there it is. That's that fire I'm talking about. Woo!
Yup. Reads this pinch. I mean, a nice ball from a Skittle. Clue goes for a clear, but can't get enough on it. And Latumos, man, stepping up and burying. Latumos.
Beauty.
So many times now, reading this play, stepping up and making those aggressive plays.
Yep. Wow. Great stuff out of Latumos.
Yeah. This is Spring.
They want to end this.
Speaking of Inver Grove playing different, you know, this is Spring Lake Park playing different. This is Spring Lake Park showing Season 2 Spring Lake Park.
Right.
Like, for sure. They are on the ball right now. 4 minutes on the clock here. And that's a freebie.
Wow. Yep.
I don't know.
Take that.
A little bit of a miscomm on the side of SJP. Maybe an overcommit is what it is. Because nobody home to play defense, and Latumos is going to watch that one roll in. And Spring Lake Park with another 2-goal lead, Thunder, and I'm starting to see a trend that we've seen the past 2 games.
Yep. Yeah, and that trend is Spring Lake Park scoring goals. And
Wow,
Bloop gonna get one, though.
said it.
Oh, yeah.
El Bloop breaks the trend.
Yep. You did
It's
it.
about time, man. He had to show up. It had to be then. Like, it was getting dangerous, and the classic flick shot from El Bloop. You love to see it.
Yep.
He's back.
That's fantastic.
2-1, man. And it couldn't have come at a better time. SJP needed him. And I'm sure that's going to bring some life into the comms, too.
Yep, for sure. For sure. I mean, it's at this point, more like that, right? If you're St. John's Prep, you got to keep that up because your back is against the wall at this point. Spring Lake Park, they're playing for all of it. They're playing like their lives are on the line, and then, you know, their playoff lives basically are. So they know what they have to do. So SJP, they got to get themselves right into this thing. And I think Mr. Mott and El Bloop putting together a couple of flashy plays, that's what's going to do it.
Yep. I agree entirely, man. The Spring Lake Park has known where they are at coming into this series, and they've been playing like, you know, they're on their last efforts, on their last deathbed, basically. And they've been showing up. This team's been playing exceptional. I haven't seen almost like any mistakes, I don't think, out of the Spring Lake Park side. You know, it's been very, very well put together team play out of this squad.
Yep.
Ooh, Latumos. Nice denial to Mr. Mott, man. Excellent defense. Shout out to him on that play. A Skittle to Latumos. Beats one defender. Latumos versus El Bloop, and it's combated by El Bloop. 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock in game number 3, and we're at match point right now, man. St. John's Prep have to even this up, or we're already done with game number 2, and Spring Lake Park walk away with a clean 3-0.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's going to be a matter of SJP turning it around, like, now.
Oh, my goodness. That almost went in. El Bloop slamming away at the doorstep. Does not bury. Ball so dangerously close to going in. Latumos with the long ball clear. El Bloop back together. Instantly tries to turn that one back around, but neighbor Mark over Mr. Mod. It's out front. El Bloop tries to clear. It's Skittle.
Oh,
but it's Bloop with the heroics.
Beauty.
Neighbor Mark with the nice turnaround into the corner it goes. Latumos trying to set something up. Can't find it yet. Wraps back around for another look. A dangerous touch by Latumos. Goes under, but Clue with the nice defensive read. Neighbor Mark, what do you got for us? El Bloop with the nice clear. St. John's Prep only a minute 20 now on the clock. It's got to be now.
Yep.
It's got to be now.
Yeah, there's got to be something that's different.
To Latumos. Yeah, but offensively, Spring Lake Park still being aggressive with it, man. Still playing up in their face.
Yeah.
Not giving them room to work with.
Right. Well, but at this point, you've got a minute, just a minute left. If you're SJP, you got to be thinking, hey, whether we lose by 1 or lose by 5, either way, we lose right now.
Yeah.
So let's move. You know what I mean? It has got to be an offensive assault.
Wow.
I got to see a barrage of shots here real quick. Otherwise, SJP, they're going to get their second loss of the season.
Yeah, man, we haven't seen an offensive opportunity since the minute 40 mark, I believe, from SJP. So it's been an entire minute now, and we haven't seen any offense. So it's, time is slowly dwindling away. 30 seconds now, but we've seen SJP come away with the 0-second goal. So there still is hope for these guys. But I mean, the more I talk, the more the time ticks. 20 seconds.
Yep.
Make it 15. It's now or never, SJP.
Watch me completely caster curse them or not, but I know we talked about picks today. I picked Spring Lake Park, whether you believe it or not. I did pick Spring Lake Park to win this game, to come out and come back, have this kind of be a comeback game for them. And here it is, unless SJP can put it in here, that's it. Spring Lake Park are back, folks. SLP, they are back.
Yeah, man, for real. That is, you can't make that up.
Nope.
Taking out SJP 3-0, who have been looking so good.
Yeah. Yep.
And it just wasn't SJP's series for sure. Something was off in that series from them, it seemed.
And I love to see this level of Rocket League here at MNVL, right? GG's to both of these teams, but Spring Lake Park, all they hear from us is talking about the times that they've lost. That's just, and it sucks, and it's like, that's it, because it is such a major storyline, whatever, that's all they hear. Now today, they have come back, and I meant it when I said it. Spring Lake Park is back. This team is back. It's no nonsense. Okay. They have come out and they beat SJP, which is a very, 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 very good Rocket League school with a very, very, very good team. They shut down El Bloop. They shut down Mr. Mott. Clue, again, freshman sensation at that school. We saw it in the movement. We saw it in the aerial play. But Spring Lake Park, they look amazing. They look really amazing. Latumos looks fantastic. And I think that this team, I do. I think they're back. I think they're back and they're hungry. They want it.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it a lot. I think Spring Lake Park, I was going to take Spring Lake Park, honestly, as well, going into that series. I thought that there's no way that Latumos was going to let his team not make it to the state finals. This team was too good last season for something like that to happen. It wouldn't be right, honestly. It wouldn't be right if they weren't playing at the final, or not at the finals, but playing for the state finals again, making it all the way there. So happy that they were able to come out with the W. Unfortunate for SJP to take a 3-0 loss, but sometimes these kind of things help build teams, bring them closer together. So you never know how they take this. SJP have been true sports in the past, and they've always, geared up and showed back up and been stronger. So I know that team knows how to handle this. So
yeah,
nothing but good things coming for both these teams.
No, totally. And I mean, I love what I've seen so far today. We have talked about it throughout the day, how that third loss for Rocket League teams is basically the nail in the coffin. Wrap a chain around it like the Richter I've been playing in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, right? That's like your third loss because look at today. Inver Grove, Highland Park, St. John's Prep, Spring Lake Park. Every single one of those teams has played today. Every single one of them sitting now with 2 losses on the season. Every single one of those teams. Those are all teams, all of them, that can make a run in the state tournament. All of those teams can be playoff teams. But that's the point right there, is that if you get that third loss, if you do, right?
Yeah, it's done.
I mean, there are so many teams with 2 losses out there that, well, I mean, guess what? Your third loss, I mean, that puts you, the rest of the teams that have 2 losses, they're all so good, and there's so many of them. It's just going to be tough at the end of the day. But wow. GG's. I mean, what an exciting game number 2. And Skip, we've even got one more. We've got one more.
We do.
For you folks. Unbelievable stuff so far today. Thank you, folks, for being here for Minnesota Varsity League's Sunday stream, brought to you by Torrent. If you're not following Torrent, please do. That is the Rocket League team that has sponsored us, and our Rocket League players get to play for free because of the support that we are receiving from Torrent. Thank you, Torrent. Thank you, the artists formerly known as Alpine. Alpine, we love them. Torrent, love you so much. Thank you, folks. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we return, we will have Mott Varsity taking on Hill Murray. This is going to be an absolute banger, folks. Don't go anywhere.